Hello everyone. I am now going to show you a quick example of how to use the Chronicle template. After you have downloaded your zip file, you should have the following contents inside of your folder. One is an InDesign library file, followed by brief instructions when you bring a story into the paper. We'll be using this a little bit later in the semester, as well as an inside left page and an inside right page. We are going to start by opening up our inside left page. So I will double click on the file. And now we will see it inside of Adobe InDesign. Next, I am going to go back to that folder and I'm going to open my 2016 Chronicle Library 1 file. When doing so, you're going to see a style library brought in. Now I'm going to do a very simple page just to show you how easy it is to bring all the elements into the newspaper page. So let's start by bringing in a 5-column regular heading. So here's a 5-column regular headline. I'm also going to bring in 3 columns worth of text. And I'm also going to scroll down a little bit here and bring in a picture box. I'm going to use the select tool to move the picture box over. And I'm going to put that to go over the length of 2 columns. So it'll be 3 columns worth of text and a 2-column photo. Now, one thing you may be asking is, why are we using the picture box instead of the picture 2-column, picture 3-column, and picture 5? The reason being is these ones are actually used for the front page of the paper, where the picture box inside pages is used for all inside pages, and then you change the width to be the appropriate width. We are also going to need a cut line to go underneath the photo, so I'll also drag that in. And I'm going to put that to the correct size as well. Wonderful. And I'm going to change the height of this slightly. That's everything I'm going to use on the page for right now, but I do encourage you to look through here before we have our class this week, although we will be going over it in a bit more detail throughout class. So I'm just going to minimize this and move it to the side. Let's put some text in here. So when I double click into the text box, you'll notice that it went from the select tool to going back to our type tool. So I'm now ready to type in here. The one thing we're going to have to change in this is I'm going to go over to this section here and change it to body 10/12. That's going to make sure the appropriate style is being applied for this. I've copied some dummy text from online that I'm now going to paste in here. This is called lorem ipsum text, and it's just used for dummy text when you're first putting text onto a web page, or it can be used for print purposes too. So I'm just going to drag this down so that we can get all the text inside of here. And voila. I'm going to move my cut line down a little bit lower to nicely line up. And I'll make it so our picture is just a little bit bigger. So there you have it. We just did a very quick page, and you've seen how quick it was able to put that all in there. One of the great parts of this as well is all the appropriate font sizes that are being used throughout that align with the newspaper's styles that they have in place for the Chronicle. So by using these style libraries, we're not having to change all the different elements here. So The font is all set to 10. This we're starting at a 32-point font size with a 72-point, which is about 1 inch in height for the total height of this. So we will end up wanting to put a headline in here that does cover the full width, but it is already set up to be 1 inch in height, as you can see by the 72 line height here. So we could play a little bit with the size that we have here. To fit throughout. One part you'll also notice here is that I have these little blue dots appearing. And you may start to see this in your pages as well. If that's the case and you don't want to see them, by clicking on the type drop down, you'll see hide hidden characters. And it'll remove all the line breaks and extra spacing that are in there. So when I hit hide, then I notice all those little blue dots that were throughout the screen are now gone. Inside of this template, we'd also change our X's to include the page number. So for example, I could change that to 12. We'll be putting our appropriate date inside of here and entering our section. So there you have it. There's a very quick example of how you can set up a page using the template. We'll be going into a lot more detail in class though when we actually lay a full page out. Thank you very much, and as always, if you have any questions, I'm always an email away.